Frontline Updates, where we delve deep into military strategies and updates from conflict zones. Today, we're discussing the progress of the ongoing special military operation as of November 30th, 2025. I'm your host, Shariafa Mohammed MGT.
I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. Across all sectors, Russia is employing an attrition-centric operational design intended to erode Ukrainian combat power faster than Kyiv can rotate or regenerate brigades. The center sector is the fulcrum of the current momentum, with possible strategic ramifications should Ukrainian lines fracture around Krasnoarmysk. The north and west sectors provide shaping pressure, while east and south serve as grinding zones targeting logistics and reserves. If these trends continue, winter may not simply freeze the front, it may freeze Ukrainian maneuver flexibility.
Welcome to Frontline Updates, the podcast that brings you in-depth insights into military operations from those leading them on the ground. Today, we're joined by Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer monitoring critical missions on the progress of the special military operation as of today. Colonel Oguntoye, thank you for being with us.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Colonel, let's begin with an overall overview. What stands out in today's operational picture?
The most significant aspect of today's operations is the synchrony across multiple sectors. What we're seeing is not isolated activity, but coordinated pressure applied across the entire front. From Sumy in the north to Kherson in the south, Russian forces executed engagements designed to degrade Ukrainian brigades simultaneously, forcing Kyiv to stretch its operational reserves thin. This multi-axis tempo reduces Ukraine's ability to shift reinforcements, because each sector is experiencing its own attritional demands. Another point worth noting is the deliberate targeting of logistics, electronic warfare nodes, and Ukrainian industrial capabilities. Combined with tactical ground advances, these strikes are shaping the battlefield for winter operations.
Let's start in the north. What happened around Sumy and Kharkiv today?
In the Sumy region, the North Group struck mechanized and airborne assault brigades across multiple settlements: Sadki, Pavlovka, Khotin, and Krapovshchina. The engagement's purpose appeared to be degrading forward Ukrainian elements before Russia attempts deeper shaping operations near the border belt. Casualties were significant, over 110 personnel, and several vehicles were taken out. Over in the Kharkiv direction, the approach was similar. Russian units hit 3 brigades operating around Mitrofanivka, Vilcha, Plosk, and Volchansk. The goal here is to erode Ukraine's defensive layers before winter limits mobility.
Is this shaping activity or preparation for something more substantial?
Likely both. Shaping in the immediate term, but with the possibility of a future penetration effort depending on how much attrition Ukrainian units suffer. Consistent strikes across this axis suggest Russia is preparing options, not yet committing to a single decisive action.
The western sector also saw major activity. What's happening there?
The West Group improved its tactical position around Monokonivka, Samborivka, Bohoslavka, Kucherivka, Kurilivka, Kupiansk-Uzlovii, and Podoli. The key takeaway is not just the 220 personnel losses inflicted, but the destruction of 12 electronic warfare stations. That directly affects Ukraine's ability to coordinate artillery, drones, and air defense. Ukraine losing a Croatian RAK-SA-12 multiple rocket launcher further reduces counter-battery power. This is a campaign aimed at undermining the coherence of Ukrainian command and control in the Kupiansk area.
Does that mean we may see a renewed push toward Kupiansk?
If the EW picture remains degraded, yes. EW vulnerability opens a window for maneuver forces, and Russia appears to be preparing that window.
Moving south, Russia claims to have taken more advantageous positions. What does that mean operationally?
In the south, the South Group struck mechanized, mountain assault, and territorial defense brigades around Sloviansk, Kostantinivka, Stepanivka, Zakatny, and Seversky. The Russians removed about 50 Ukrainian troops from the fight and knocked out multiple armored vehicles, including a US-made M113. What matters more is positional advantage. They are tightening pressure on Ukrainian lines that support the Sloviansk-Kramatorsk defensive triangle. Controlling these approaches compresses Ukrainian mobility corridors.
Is this sector likely to see mechanized breakthroughs?
Not immediately. The terrain is complex. This is methodical, attritional progress, preparing the ground rather than rushing it.
The central sector appears to be the most active. What's happening there?
Yes. The center group delivered the heaviest blow of the day. Russian forces engaged over 18 Ukrainian brigades and regiments, mechanized, ranger, airmobile, airborne assault, marine, National Guard, territorial defense, and even specialized drone brigades. Russian units are advancing inside Krasnoarmysk, particularly the Dinaz microdistrict. Clearing operations continue in Rovne, and assault detachments have entered Hryshine, where 10 Ukrainian counterattacks attempted to break encircled units. Ukraine lost around 450 troops here alone. It's the most decisive sector of the reporting period.
Is this a localized push or the development of a major axis?
This is an axis of decision. The density of forces committed, the urban entry operations, and the consistent pressure all indicate Russia is attempting to fracture Ukraine's central Donetsk defensive system.
What about the Eastern Front in Zaporizhzhia?
The East Group advanced deeper into Ukrainian defensive layers across Seliznik, Dobrapilya, Verkhnaya Tersa, Varvarivka, Pryluki, and Huliapol. Ukrainian losses, about 160 troops and multiple vehicles, are part of a cumulative approach. Russia is grinding away Ukrainian reserves defending the Zaporizhzhia shoulder. This sector places pressure on Ukraine's interior lines because it threatens both lateral movement between brigades and logistics passing north-south.
And finally, what's the situation along the Dnipro?
The Dnipro Group struck a mechanized and a coastal defense brigade around Stepnohursk, Kirovo, and Sadov. Losses were relatively lighter, around 40 personnel, but the goal remains consistent: prevent Ukrainian riverborne operations and deny them staging points for cross-Dnieper attacks. Russia is attempting to enforce a static, predictable line here, reducing Ukrainian opportunities for unexpected asymmetric moves.
Before we wrap up, there were reports of extensive long-range strikes. What do we need to know?
Russian aviation, UAVs, missiles, and artillery struck 143 sites, including military-industrial facilities, fuel depots, drone launch points, and temporary deployment areas. Air defenses intercepted a HIMARS rocket and 230 UAVs. This reinforces the notion that Russia is actively shaping the strategic environment, not just the tactical one.
Colonel, thank you for providing such a detailed briefing on the current military situation. Your insights are invaluable to our understanding of the conflict's dynamics. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. Join us next time as we continue to provide up-to-date coverage on global military affairs. Stay with us for more updates and expert analyses on global defense and security issues. Stay informed, stay secure.
Thank you for the opportunity. I want to emphasize that Ukraine continues to incur material losses that complicate brigade-level regeneration.
This has been Frontline Updates. Subscribe for daily military briefings and in-depth strategic analysis. Visit our platform for maps, transcripts, and exclusive Frontline updates from commanders in theater.